Want people to know who you are? Wear your name tag.
You do have a sign it.
Yeah, the sign it back there too. Put your name down there. You get a name tag next week. All right, a couple things going on Zoom. There's a new book on Sundays at 7 p.m. Infinite Way. I have a note here, Jay, that the Course in Miracles on Wednesday is discontinued until October.
Yes, I need to say something about that.
Okay.
Our Course in Miracles group is not ended. It is on sabbatical till October the 1st, and we're going to be tweaking it a little bit. And so I invite you to keep up with the announcements here, because it might be before October the 1st, probably will be October the 1st. So those of you who've enjoyed it, we've enjoyed having you come with us online. Keep up with it, because we're coming back better than ever. And that'll be Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock.
The first, second, and fourth, right?
Yes, only the board meeting nights, the third.
We changed the board meeting to the fourth Sundays, or I'm sorry, the fourth Wednesdays of the month.
So it would
First,
be,
second, and third?
First, second. There are two other Course in Miracles groups going on, two led by Bob Patterson. Those are Monday at 7 and Tuesday at 2. You can join those at any time. What else have I missed? Anybody know anything I don't? All right, we're going to move on here. I have daily word, which does require what I'm told that Ann actually is going to come up. Is that true?
Yes.
All right.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
As we quietly and gently prepare for the reading of the daily word, remember that we're in spirit with millions of daily word readers and churches throughout the world. The Christ candle is lit as a reminder of the Spirit of God within all of us, which we call the Christ within. The word for today is holy. The affirmation is, I discover holiness everywhere and in everyone. There are certain places I visit where the presence of God feels especially near, places that feel holy. These may include churches or other houses of worship, shrines, favorite places in nature, or any destination where I become vividly aware of the divine presence is holy ground. I remember these words from the Prayer for Protection by Unity poet James Freeman. Wherever I am, God is. The divine presence I know lives within me. It is the true essence of my life and of every life. Today my understanding expands. I discover the divine presence all around me and find holiness everywhere. Every person is a holy being. Every place is a holy ground. This comes from Genesis 28:16. Then Jacob woke from his sleep and said, surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it. The affirmation for today is, I discover holiness everywhere and in everyone. And my name is Ann Gully, and we appreciate you joining us with Unity of Boerne today worship service.
I have here a miracle moment. We're going to stand for that, I believe. We're going to affirm that together. In the
infinity of my life, where I now stand, I know the truth of my being. Nothing that is past, present, or future can block the blessings that are mine by divine right. I am open, receptive, and ready to receive my good right now. And so it is.
Stay standing for a minute. We're going to do our celebration song. That's number 120. Now it's happiness.
Now we can have some happiness with it.
Happiness is found within. Happiness I'm bound to win. I change my thoughts from glooming on to gladness. Happiness is found within. Research and seeking out a way to find our happiness. But when we turn to power within, we turn from no to yes. So I can change my mind today. Change my thoughts to good and say, joy is a part of me, it is my very nature. Happiness is found within, happiness is found within, happiness is found within. Happiness is found within. Happiness is found to win. I can change my thoughts from gloom and can do. Happiness is found within. Research and seeking out a way to find our happiness. But when we turn to power within, we turn from no to yes. So I can change my mind today. We change my thoughts to good and say, joy is a part of me, it is my very nature. Happiness is found with, happiness is found with, happiness is found within.
Yes, indeed. Who's the poor soul?
That's for you.
Who's the poor soul with the clicker?
We had different words.
I know. Good luck, Marlon.
You know what? There was originally a chorus left out, and I redid the whole PowerPoint and put it on, and PowerPoint was not recognized this morning.
Moving right along. We did our best.
We did our best.
Where are we? Our opening prayer. Let's say that together.
Unity of Boerne is a vibrant, loving, spiritual community, providing a sacred space for personal growth. We honor and celebrate the Christ within all people.
Please be seated. So everyone should have a prayer card in their order of service. We'll give you a minute if you want to fill that out. You can also drop it off at any time. But is the prayer box back there, or who could I convince to bring it up? Your phone, maybe?
Prayer box.
The card open up.
Thank you. I've said many times, Unity of Boerne is a praying community because the love here is a prayer from the heart. Anybody that walks in this door feels it. And they come back and they've said to me, I don't know how I missed this place, and I want to be here from now on. We get that a lot because the love is palpable and it's real, and that comes from the heart. And when we do the blessing and prayer requests like this, we want our love to go out of us and into the lives of those who have prayers, concerns, celebrations, joys are represented in this box. I ask you right now for the united mental force that is love in this church to bless these requests as we pray. An infinite presence, you know situations of each one of the people who have requests that are represented in this box. We know that you're present with those that hurt, you're present in celebration in all places in between. We affirm that your perfect will is being done right now in the lives of these dear ones. And we know that perfect understanding guides the people who have these requests. It is theirs. And we affirm that they reach inside and know it, and know that they are mirrors of the divine, and that your perfect will can be done in their lives when they choose to allow you to be the guide. We give thanks for answered prayer, and so it is. Amen.
Amen.
Tom's going to do a song for us, and we're going to move on to the rest of the service.
Thank you. So, as the title suggests, it's about words, helpful words. It's, I guess it's a wordy kind of day. The good word is the title of the message, and all words are kind of holy. To take off of the daily word, all words have certain holiness to me in that my use of the words is really, really, really important. And so I wrote this little song, and there's a little bit of an intro, it's a little bit different than the rest of the song. Kind of starts out kind of country, and it changes up, and it's about an experience that many of us have had as young people. And like my example, often at the grocery store with Mom. I could also title this Mama Said. I remember a lesson that I learned when I was a little kid. Mama took me shopping and I saw something I really wanted. Mama said no and I put on a show, stomped the floor and pitched a fit. Mama just stood there with a patient face, waiting me out, not budging a bit. And when I calmed down, folks were staring me down, right there in the store, and I quit. And that's when Mama said, maybe if you tried to use more helpful words, use more of what you're looking for. Maybe if you thought of someone else in need, you'd be happy with what you have in store. If I thought you were here just to help Mama, I might try a whole lot more. Maybe you should be happy with what you got. Use more helpful words. People say you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. But wielding words like weapons don't make for peace, and that's for sure. Can't take back the words once we spill them on the floor. And in the end we all have to make it right with our soul. I learned to say please and thank you. Be patient and wait my turn. And still today, there's not a day that I don't say yes sir and yes ma'am. And when they say how can I help you and what you need me to do, and so we do, and as we do, so it's done to me and you. And I want to believe that's true. Like Mama said, maybe if you try to use more helpful words, you get more of what you're looking for. Maybe if you thought of someone else instead, you'd be happier with what you have in store. And if I thought you were here just to help Mama, I might even want to try a whole lot more. But maybe you should be happy with what you got. You use more helpful words. People say you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. But wielding words like weapons don't make for peace, and that's for sure. And it can't take back those words once you done spill them across the floor. And in the end we all have to make it right with our soul. Yes, you gotta live your truth and be true to your goal. You gotta get ready for the plan and plan right from your soul. But you can't make no square peg, put up no round hole. I tell you, that's the truth, and that's one thing Mama used to tell me all the time, that we can't make no square peg, put up no round hole. My Well, thank you very much.
Well done. Where did you start? Yeah, well done. Good boy, Tom.
Thank you.
Million seller.
For Mama. One for Mama.
How do you follow that?
Thank you, Todd. Good morning. Wonderful to be with you all as usual. This morning I chose as a topic, well not this morning, but when I was doing my work on the month before for what the message would be, I thought about words, and in particular the good word. And it's about that I'd like to talk to you about this morning. You know, words come to us and they come from a thought or a feeling that we have, and then we put that into words. So words are really an expression of how we feel. We think in pictures. Very seldom do we think in words. So thinking in pictures is probably a whole nother message that has to do with visualization. But today I want to talk about the good word and who you are and how to speak this in your life and how to get results. And I welcome those that are online and Pathlighters. I usually get to talk to you first before the service starts. We had a little bit of technical difficulty this morning, so welcome. Our words create our experiences, and our experiences are our lives. It says in Scripture, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and with God. Word was very, very important because it signifies what you feel on the inside. We are ideas in the mind of God. And as the word of creation was spoken, and we are manifestations of that divine idea, as we speak words, we create. And we create by the act of thinking in pictures and talking in words. So if you really want to understand what I'm starting to try and get across this morning, I'd like for you to think of the idea of how you feel when you hear certain words. There are words that are on television and we hear it in the radio and all around us in media. They are words of emergency, alert, breaking news. It goes on like this. You almost feel your stomach clench up when that stuff comes on. That's why I'm a proponent of watching about 15 minutes worth of news a day. There's so much negativity out there, so much that wants to keep us alert, on point, and in an emergent state. And we wonder why we have hypertension, why we have stomach trouble, why we don't feel our best, because we're listening to other agitated people who haven't processed the information in a way that is helpful. And I'm not saying in an emergency we're supposed to be, say, only calm words. We need certain things that make us think or move or do what is right. But we live basically in a society that technology has shrunk and that the words come at us in a staccato fashion, not only from technology, not only from TV, but from people around us, and most importantly, from ourselves. We very rarely meet a new situation with a new set of ideas. It filters through our minds what we've done in the past when we see something new. We bring to the situation in our life, these situations in our lives, our own conditioning. And it's about that I really want to speak to you this morning. Our conditioning really frames our lives. Affirmations are the tip of the iceberg. You can affirm day and night, but if you don't believe it, and if you haven't done the work inside, you're likely going to find that the affirmations kind of float away and they don't do much. So I'm a great proponent of affirming. I believe in that. I've seen it work in my lives and in the lives of people that are near and dear to me. But you have to go inside and recreate almost your very idea of what your life is. And that's what the great metaphysicians have said. Charles Fillmore, in his book, The Revealing Word, said that words are simply pictures of ideas. Think about that, pictures of ideas. So he saw it first that we think in pictures and then we speak in these words. Words can be used to hurt, they can be used to harm, help, heal, all kinds of things. Words themselves are neutral. It's the attitude behind them. It's what we bring to them. And it is, again, brought home to me, and I hope to you, that happiness in life is really an inside job. We believe the things we say to ourselves. You know why? Because we do it so often. And you repeat something long enough and strong enough, you're going to become that in large part. We tell ourselves sometimes critical untruths about who we are, and we wonder why our life doesn't work. It is my joy to bring new people into new thought and to minister to those that have already found it. And one of the things that I want to say from the very beginning is that, to use the vernacular today, you're hung by the tongue. Or, to put it in the metaphysical way, the word is your life. Think about that. That's how we create and talk to one another. And we're going to talk to each other in large part the way we talk to ourselves. So if we've forgiven ourselves and we've done the work that we need to do inside, we're going to find our life works in a different way, and we're going to speak words certainly with a different meaning than we had before. Take the word calamity, disaster, upset, all that. As I said, it brings forth a physical reaction. But when you use words of upliftment, joy, peace, harmony, transcendence, newness, they feel better. They may not feel familiar because we might not have done that yet. But this is the place where we learn how to do that, where we affirm a different life. So I could tell you that I'd love for you to affirm all day long, I'm happy, healthy, whole, prosperous, abundant, and richly blessed. But if you don't believe it, it's going to be a hard sell to your own mind. Your mind keeps track of everything you think and say, even though you don't know it. The subconscious is called that for a reason. It's below our conscious understanding, and it listens, and it tends to bring into manifestation the thing that we believe the most. We've heard words said, I knew it was going to be this way. I felt it when I walked in. Nothing ever works out for me. Things that happened years ago are always going to run me because they hurt so bad and I can't forgive. And you know what, down deep, I don't really want to. That's the truth of some folks. Then there are others who say, I know that my mind jumps around with words, and as Alan Watts called it, the monkey mind that jumps to and fro with all kinds of things, but I know that there is a listener and a knower behind that, and that is the very God presence inside me. And if I tune into that and I drop the self with a small s and embrace the self with a large S, the higher self, I know that my life is going to work at a different level. I don't know necessarily how it will happen, but I know that it comes to pass. It comes to pass because I'm thinking in a new way. I'm believing something different about myself. And how many of us this morning need to change the idea that we have about ourselves? Because you are a divine idea. You are an idea in the mind of God, and you were meant to live the life victorious and triumphant. Our principle, our first principle in unity is God is good and everywhere present, omniscient, omnipotent. And what's true of God is true of you. And I'm here to remind you this morning that if things are not going the way you would like them to go in your life, it does very little good to try and rearrange things out there. We have to rearrange things inside. And the way that we do that is by getting a new idea of ourselves. And truly, the idea of ourselves has never changed. We're a divine idea. That is there all the time. It's just that we sometimes walk towards it, sometimes walk away from it, we get scared of it, we get intrigued by it, but the presence and the power is always there. Isn't it wonderful to realize this morning that no matter what's happened in your past, no matter where you've been, what you've done, that you can have a brand new beginning right now. And it begins with the way you talk to yourself, the words you say to yourself. If you feel this morning oppressed and low and things aren't going well, if you say, I am radiantly happy and filled with the divine God life, you're not going to necessarily believe that. So you start where you can with what you are. I am here, and this experience that I'm living right now is in front of me for a reason. And I am challenged to change my mind about it and know the truth about it. That is part of a divine curriculum designed for my soul's higher evolution and growth. In other words, it's there for a reason. You may not know why. You may rail against it. You may not have chosen it in a million years. But the evidence that it needs to be there is that it's there. It's in front of you. It's challenging you to take the next step. What kind of words are you going to speak to the problems of your life, to the mountains in your life? As Jesus said in Mark, if anyone believes that they can remove a mountain, they can move mountains by speaking to them. That was a clumsy paraphrasing, but you get the idea. Say to this mountain, be ye removed and cast into the sea. That's how Jesus talked about speaking to the things in your life that block you, that impede you, that hurt you, that you would gladly give up if you knew how. And the way to do that is to change your mind. And you change your mind in large part by the way you talk to yourself. Can you get a new picture of you today? Can you get an idea that no matter what you've been through up to this point, that there are words that you can say to yourself that you can believe, that aren't just pro forma affirmations by rote, but something that you can hang your hat on and believe. Because your subconscious also knows when you're not telling the truth to yourself, to others. It's going to block any new ideas by throwing up a shield and saying, wait a minute, you're saying you believe this and you haven't acted like that, and I know you, and we're going to try it again. What we have to do is forgive the things that came before us to realize this new beginning that I'm talking about. The words that we speak to ourselves when we're in the process of self-forgiveness mean everything. Some religious thought, some theological idea think that the words to say are, I am a miserable sinner. I'm in need of grace, and I walk in only by the grace of God, and if I misstep, I'm going to be punished, etc., etc. That to me is toxic. Nobody can live in a fear-based relationship and be authentic. We want and know that joy and love is really our natural inheritance. But folks that talk like that to us, at least we feel like we've paid the price. Maybe we're being chastised by an authority because we've already chastised ourselves. But if you get the idea of releasing the punishment that you have given yourself, and believe me, you can find plenty of people to speak words of punishment over your life. They're going to be there to tell you, I told you so, you were wrong, you should have listened to me. And there are religious authorities that make their living in guilt. And here's the tap root of what I'm talking about today. Guilt and fear determine the words that we speak in our own lives. It's very near impossible to make a person who is full of love and the joy of life feel guilt and fear, because it's not part of them. They've transcended that idea of the lower self. They have designed words that are for their greater good. And when you speak words into your life for the greater good, your life flowers and it grows and people notice. And those who want to control you, and those who want to point a finger at you, and those who say you could have done it different, you should have done it different, and if you'd listened to me. That's ego stuff on the part of them. They feel superior when they can put you down. But you can't be put down if you've already built yourself up by changing your mind, by accepting the new moment, and by speaking words that you truly believe in your life. What could you say to yourself this morning that you think is the desire of your heart? What could you say about the desire of your heart this morning that you could believe? I'm not asking you to affirm a big chunk of everything right away. I'm saying to begin where you are. Start where you stand. I love Burton Braley, the Unitarian minister, who wrote a poem called Start Where You Stand, and that's really all any of us can do. We can't go back in time. We're here in this moment right now. What can you do that you believe right now? What words can you say in your life? Because big doors swing on little hinges. And your life transformation begins the moment you believe. And when you believe, and you're believing the best about yourself, about life, about others, the words that you speak will automatically line up with that intention. But if you don't, and you speak the words, they'll be, as Corinthians says, will be as a sounding brass, and signifying that the words will be wasted. So I'm a proponent of change that is real, and not where we just get together and say, well, it was good, it was nice, good service, all like that, we walk away and forget it. Growth and potential and all this is a 24-hour job. You know you're even growing while you're asleep, your subconscious, your dreaming state. You're seeing things that your mind wants to work out. I'm a proponent of keeping dream journals, and that's another message. Words today, right now. This is what I'd like to get across to you if I could say anything. Say what you can believe. Yes, dream big, but make sure that you've laid the foundation, the path towards that big dream with things that you can actually believe. Not to impress somebody else, not to say I'm doing the right thing because I'm in a New Thought church, whatever it may be. I'm doing the real thing for me. I know what I need. I am in touch with the divine essence inside me. I am listening. I am meditating. And I am trusting the God presence inside me. When you do that, the externals mean less and less. You begin to be inner directed. You begin to say things to yourself that you can believe. And when you do that and you see fruition in your life of that, then you're ready to say more powerful words, bigger words, words that build a bigger and better experience. In other words, what I'm saying is, don't be afraid to start small. Those who tune in, and some of them are very new to these ideas, they say, I know me. I know how many times I've tried to do this stuff, and I love to listen to everybody else who's getting it, but I don't really expect it for myself because I have been, and across the years, they go back and refer to themselves in the past as if they are a finished product. And as Richard Bach says in Illusions, here's a way to find out if your journey in life is complete. If you're here, you have something to give. In other words, you're not finished. Don't let the illusory part of your mind that likes to think that you're not who you really are, don't let that part talk the loudest. Speak words of truth into your life. Truth that you believe. Tailor your affirmations to things that you know are true for you. The bigger affirmations will come. The things that you want, they'll come if you lay the foundation to begin with in the proper way. You start where you stand, start with the truth that you know, begin where you are. To craft a life is the work of a lifetime. And the words that you speak about your life experiences are the things you're going to remember. Make sure that when you go through something, even if it is something that you wish you hadn't done or had to go through, the words that you speak are, it was at least a lesson. I learned something. I learned how not to do something. And I'm ready to learn and go forward from here. You see, you get the idea that you're not hanging the labels of negativity on yourself by the words you're saying over and over to you. Don't be your own worst critic. Remember, we become what we think about. When we think in pictures, when we speak in words, let those pictures, let those visualizations, so to speak, be so wonderful, so magnificent inside you that the words that come out of you can't be anything but wonderful, anything but lovely. The Apostle Paul said, whatever is good, whatever is pure, whatever things are of good report, think on these things. We were exhorted to affirm the good, the pure, the powerful, the positive. And we know that when we speak those words over the lives of children, they flourish. Why do we believe that when we get to be a certain age, we're going to be different? All of us have an inner child. All of us have need for affirmation. All of us have need for love. All of us really have need for self-love. Because if we're loving ourselves and we're doing it well and right, we're going to find life works much better. If we're telling ourselves words we can believe because we have made the landscape of our minds receptive to that, then the God force is going to be able to fill us that much faster. You see, I don't believe that God is withholding anything from us right now. I believe that God has given everything God has to give. The job of our lifetime is to peel away everything that we have put there ourselves that blocks the divine flow. There's no need to beg and supplicate and get down on your knees and flagellate yourself before a reticent God. God is love. And the Christian scripture says love is the most important thing. And if I have not love, I've got nothing. And I paraphrase again. I think that my job is so wonderful because I get to reaffirm love every week in one way or another. That's what I'm really talking about, love of yourself. And when that's done well, you're going to love others well. You're not going to project on them. You're not going to perceive hurts and slights. You're not going to think in words of negativity. You're going to stand into your true God self and say, I love you. I recognize you as part of the oneness we share. I know you're an individuation of the divine as I am. How can we live together in harmony? How can we be more peaceful? How can we build a better world? I believe in building a better world. I believe in all the things that some ministers call social justice. I love the term. I'd love to see a more fair and equitable world, but I know that it begins with the individual. It begins with you and it begins with me. We are the architects of our fate. We're the designers of our destiny, and it can scare the hell out of you. Stand up sometimes and look at yourself in the mirror. I've done it. Sometimes it's not a very pleasant experience for me, but I'll look there and I'll say, in large part, this is up to you. God has given you the ability to change your mind, and that's what you're called on to do. There's a lot I have to do in choice. It's called learning, and it's called fall down 6 times, get up 7. There's something to be said about persistence. I think you all may be familiar with Calvin Coolidge's idea that persistence alone is omnipotent. Determination, the ability inside you that says, I will not take quitting and no for an answer. Those are some words to speak to yourself. The idea that you can persist and keep at it. Not in a way that's dogged and tiresome, but in a way that is what I call divine discontent. In other words, it's a kind of smiling and knowing inside that says, I know I'm okay and I can do better. So many people today don't feel okay because they've been told they're not. And then they tell themselves that. And then they go out and avenge themselves on other people. And we call that civilized society. We call it TV news. And we believe this world of what we see out here is the way it has to be. It doesn't. It depends on each one of us. And I think it's incumbent on any minister, any pastor, to draw forth the very best in the people that are in front of him or her. I want to speak to the greatest affirmation of yourself that you can imagine. I want to speak to the inherent goodness in you. We all have things we wish we didn't do. All of us have things that, in the chapter, in the book of our life, we may not want it read aloud. I'm not unacquainted with those moments. Just that I've made peace with. And you can do that too by the words you say to yourself, so long as you believe them. Something like this. I did the best I could at the time. If I'd have known better, I would have done better. That's something that you can believe, rather than saying, I reject what I did, and I know that I can start right now, and I forget everything that brought me here. Don't do that. That brought you here is part of the landscape of your life. In fact, the thing that you think is so bad can be something that can bless all of us. You think the great writers, the creators, the thinkers, use the things in their lives that could break their heart for the good of all of us when they wrote poetry and literature. We are so much more alike than we are different. And we forget that. We forget sometimes that we share the same space, the same world. We share a oneness. And we're individuations of that oneness. And we can be patient and kind with each other. And I hope that today, when you speak words to yourself, about yourself, you also speak words of patience and tolerance and understanding towards those who cross your path. That is the golden rule. All the things that we learn, the words that we learned as children, treat others as you'd like to be treated, share, all the things, what was it Robert Fulghum wrote in All I Really Need to Know About Life I Learned in Kindergarten. So much of that is true. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream, merrily, merrily. Life is but a dream. That's another message in itself. Think about that. Think about the dream you're dreaming, because right now we know that life is transient. We know as we sit here that we can't grab a moment and keep it. It is there and flowing. We might as well be in the flow. We might as well be in the Tao. And when we do that, we're not resisting. We're flowing. But we can also persist in the idea that we'll learn more about ourselves. And in doing so, we'll bless others at the same time. Be your own best friend. Get on your own side. Love yourself. Speak these words into your life that you can believe. Don't go for the huge stuff necessarily to begin with. Start where you stand. Give yourself a break. And know that if you had known better, you would have done better. This morning, I leave you with this idea that I thought about for a couple weeks. This idea of speaking to ourselves. When you craft a statement about a new life to yourself, and you need to believe it to make it true, do one thing. Forgive the thing that you know in your life, if you haven't, Forgive that thing that you think you never could. Forgive that person you never could. Forgive that event you never thought you could. In other words, do something that astounds yourself. When you astound yourself and you are in amazement at what you've done, you're eminently teachable. Well, if you're constricted and you feel guilty and you feel hurt, tight, you're not going to get a new idea in there. I'm talking of being expansive with yourself, loving with yourself, forgiving with yourself. That's the way we make a better self and we make a better society. I bless each of you this morning on your journey. And I affirm that the words that you speak to yourself are good. And I know that you go forward to meet your good because you are open, ready, and receptive to it. I thank you for being here this morning. It's my pleasure. It's a blessing in my life to have you here and to share this time with you. And I do have an announcement before we take the offering. So, I know I'm going to, I'll do that after a minute. Thank you.
In the midst of his children, the Lord said that he would be. It doesn't take very many. They can lead us to our three. And I feel that same sweet spirit that I felt oft times before. Surely I can say I've been with the Lord. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel His mighty power and His grace. I can hear the rush of angels of wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel His mighty power and His grace. I can hear the rush of angels of wings. I can glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
In this sacred time, we take a deep breath, maybe 2 or 3, and center ourselves of who we are. The divine center, the truth that is the essence of our very being. And in this special moment, in this time, the words that we hear inside us right now, we know that they're coming from sometimes a place in the past. Maybe a new idea is trying to come through right now. Right at this moment, we let our defense down of the lower self, and we recognize the newness of the moment. The presence that is with us, that never leaves us for a moment, is here right now. And that presence has new ideas for our lives, if we allow it. We're ready to be remade. We're we're ready to have a different idea of ourselves and a different expectation. And all we need is just a little willingness, and we embody this willingness right now. In this presence is the fullness of joy and health. We take from this presence, this healing presence, what we need, whether it's for our mind, our emotions, or our bodies. We take liberally from the fount that never runs dry, from the force that is with us all the time, that is pure love itself. All that we're asked to do is give up the past and embrace the now moment, the new moment. In this special place, we know that the words I am form our destiny. We make sure that what we say after I am is the highest, the best, the most holistic ideas we can have. I am a child of God. I am an idea in divine mind. I am more than a conqueror in the presence that loved me and loves me. New ideas are flowing into our minds right now, and we're open to that. We're recreated in this moment. Love is present not only around us, but inside us. We give thanks for new beginnings. For new life. For new ideas. We welcome them. We speak words of joy and strength into our experience here and now. We give thanks for recreation and renewal, for love's presence, that forgives, restores, remakes. And we are in tune with that presence right now. And we are abundantly thankful. We bring our attention back to the present being. A new strength, a new energy, a new idea about ourselves. And we go forward from here. In joy. In thanksgiving, speaking words into our lives and in the lives of others of good. And so it is. Amen. time in our service that we are blessed to be able to give and to receive. We give and we receive as part of life. It's like inhalation and exhalation is part of the divine law of life. And I ask for your best gift this morning because we doing ministry, we have outreach, we're doing things we've never done before, and I know that you all love being a part of it. And I affirm that we're even getting bigger and touching more people and showing the love as Unity of Boerne. I ask for your best support this morning as you give. And for those of you who watch online, you know that we have expenses. You know there's a PayPal button there at the bottom of the screen. Ask for your very best gift. And if there is anyone who would prefer to give by mail, you can do so by sending your gift to Unity of Boerne, P.O. Box 1973, Boerne, Texas 78006. Thank you so much for your support. And may I have Rick? Thank you. Thank you.
Freely, freely I have received. Freely, freely I give. Divine love through me blesses all that I am, all that I give and receive. Freely, freely I have received. Freely, freely I give. Divine love through me blesses all that I am, all that I give and receive.
Together, we say our unity blessing. Divine
Thy love
through me
blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I send it forth with my blessings and my love.
Before we end this service, I would like to make an announcement that no pastor likes to have to make. But we had one of our members who lost a son this week, Cheryl Tissett, and there is going to be a funeral service at 7 p.m. at 1281 Bandera at the Hillcrest Funeral Home. So all of you who knew Cheryl or who want to be of support, we ask that you come there. I heard this news last week, and I've been in touch with her, and obviously she's going through the things that you can imagine. And I know that
tonight?
no, this will be Friday,
It's
August at 7, August the 19th.
7 p.m.
That's right. And so more than anything, I ask for you to keep her in prayer right now and know that she's going through this difficult time, and if you would care to reach out to her by phone call or whatever, I know that would be appreciated. As I say, it's never easy to give this kind of news, but we're a loving church, a giving one, and we're filled with love. And so one of ours needs it now, and I know you send that to her. Thank you.
Give that address again, please.
1281 Bandera Road, Hillcrest Funeral. And if you have any questions, I'll be at the door. If I didn't answer for you, I'll be back.
So that's in Boerne?
Pardon me?
No.
No, this is San Antonio.
Oh.
1281 Bandera Road is San Antonio.
Close to Castle Hills.
Well, Bandera Road, it's one side.
You can also.
Is Hillcrest-
Go to Hillcrest.
That's one funeral home I haven't done a
It's
funeral at.
inside 410, it's inside Loop 410.
Yes.
And I believe she said that the visiting hours would start at 5:30. Service will start at 7 p.m.
Thank each and every one of you for your love and support for Bertha.
Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time?
Thank you for being here. The service is always more with you. We're going to stand and make a big circle and sing our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment with peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Together.
The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Oh my gosh, it's raining. Real rain, actual rain. What is that called? That's called drips of rain. Well done.
I was just going to show you
Well, and here we are again, everybody. I just want to thank you all for being with us today. My name is Tom Allen, and I'm just a member here. We all do different things, and it's a lot of fun. We get together, we do interesting stuff outside. You heard some of those things mentioned today. And just on behalf of everyone here in the sanctuary, I want to thank you for joining in with us today for our Sunday experience. And it always feels more when we have more people. So whoever you are, if you have a mind to come sit, take in some of the good message, and take some food home for thought, by all means. And don't forget, next week we're inviting you all to Potluck Sunday dinner. And there's always extra food, and our first-time visitors always go to the head of the line. And we meet here every Sunday at 11 a.m. And we want you to know that you are invited to drop in any Sunday and join us. Or if you are unable to do that, we do appreciate your tuning in online as you have today. For an email list of our activities, all you need to do is email us at Unity of Boerne at yahoo.com, And again, we appreciate and welcome you into our family circle each and every time that you come here. And until next week, we just want you all to keep in mind that our mission together is to have a blessed, a grounded, joyful, peaceful, and fulfilling week. You do enjoy it the most. Thanks again. Have a wonderful week.
I was going to tell you did really well. Yes! I was going to say, you were an hour. You did wonderful. Wonderful. You can really
I'm glad to hear that.
It's not going to be. And that's